Hello YouTube, I'm Trigazzi. I do pop culture commentary, gossip about all your favorite celebrities, and sometimes even interview artists. But if this is your first time seeing my face, please make sure to subscribe. I'm literally begging you on my hands and knees. Please subscribe because I graduate college soon and I do not want to get a real job, so please fill my head with delusions and let me think that I can be a YouTuber. Make sure you turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I post videos and to stay in the loop. You don't want to be out of the loop. Who wants to be out of the loop? But in today's video, I have something fun. So I'm going to be doing a show and tell of my vinyl records because yes, I am a walking stereotype. I was gonna say twink, but I'm not skinny, but I am a gay man who is obsessed with collecting vinyl records. So I counted before I did this video. I've never really counted them before, but I counted for this video and I have 30. So I know that doesn't seem like a lot for like a whole collection, but think about it, you know, like 20, 30, $40 a pop, that's a lot of money. Luckily for me, I've gotten a lot of these as gifts, so I haven't had to spend a lot of my own money. I have spent a good amount though, but I don't really have an order to these, and I am excited for you guys to see my music taste and to also just be able to talk about these things because I love talking about music, like obviously, but I'm trying to see. I guess this was one of my first, I think my first two here. Let's start with them because I think that will be like a good starting spot. Also, I want to say I have a Victrola record player, like the ones that's in the little suitcase. It was like $60 or $70. I think at the time that I bought it because I've been collecting since about 2020. The time I bought it, I think it was around, it might have been $100, but I think the price has dropped over time. And I don't want to hear shit. Okay, I don't want to hear shit from any of you people in the comments about those record players actually aren't that good. They scratch up your records. The needles suck. Blah blah blah. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, because it's cheap. I like vinyls and I like collecting the music. Yeah. And also, I don't hear shit about you just do it for a collection. You don't even play them. You don't even play them. Why am I doing a Biggie from Baddie's voice?
You're always quick to do Baddie Baddie shot a clock, bitch!
Anyways, I do play my records frequently. So let's get started. I think I bought these the same day. So this is Cause I Love You by Lizzo. Also, I didn't think of how I'm gonna show these. I guess I'll do it like that. This is Cause I Love You by Lizzo. I think I bought this because it was cheap because I think it was like $20 at the time. And like I said, I was like a senior in high school, so I didn't have a lot of money. But I had only heard maybe Juice and Truth Hurts. I hadn't listened to the album, but that's so, like a fun thing about vinyl for me is sometimes even if I like just a few songs by an artist, I'll buy the vinyl and then I'll get into them because of listening to the vinyl. So that was that, and then this one is what is this called? Don't Smile at Me. I always forget the name of this, but it's like Billie Eilish's first like project or whatever I think. And I bought this because it was a return at Walmart and they had it for like $18, I think. Mind you, at this time, the only song I knew by Billie Eilish was Ocean Eyes. And I saw that Ocean Eyes was on this, so I was like, sure, let's just do it. But yeah, I ended up actually really liking her songs on this album. So yeah, I guess you could say this kind of got me more into Billie Eilish. But the reason it was so cheap was because someone had bought it and returned it because it was like messed up packaging or whatever on the outside, but like the inside was fine, obviously. So they marked it down and put it back out there on clearance, and I was like, yeah, let me cop that. So those are my first two. And then I think the next one I bought, let me find it. The next one I think that I bought, mind you, this is like 4 or 5 years ago at this point, so I can't remember exactly the order, but the next one that I bought was American Teen by Khalid. Now this was definitely very much so a case of I didn't really know the music at all, but I just bought it. I think because I had heard people talking about Khalid, and then also just because it was one of the cheaper ones at Walmart, and I mean, it looked interesting, so I was like, okay, let's give it a try. I absolutely fell in love with every single song on this album, with this entire album, really. This is what got me into Khalid. Every single song got added to my playlist, and definitely like my senior year, all I would listen to was like Khalid. So thank you to Vinyl Records for getting me into Khalid. I will say I have not been as interested in his most recent album, but nonetheless, American Teen is forever a bop. Now, this is where it gets a little muddy for me on like the order of when I bought them because I don't know, after those I kind of stopped keeping count, but I think the next one was probably Control by SZA. which is honestly like top 5 albums of all time. If you haven't listened to this album, like, what are you doing with your life? But SZA is another one. Like, I had never listened to SZA before I bought this vinyl, which is crazy. And the reason I bought this vinyl is because I saw it on sale. It was always on sale at Walmart, and I had always seen it there. And I'd always seen people on like Instagram and Twitter talking about like SZA, SZA, SZA. I had just never given her a chance. And when I listened to this, I fell in love. It was like a Khalid situation, but like times 10, even worse. Like, I became obsessed with SZA, and I'm still obsessed with SZA to this day. So much so that I don't know if you can see this. I literally have Control tattooed on my arm. That's how much I love this album. Like, that album, seriously, for like any young person, like coming of age, like that album is so perfect. SZA really did her big one. She's never gonna top it, I fear. So, going along with that theme, I also have SOS on vinyl. And I'm mad that she released Lana, the SOS Deluxe, as a new vinyl set. And she released it as like all of it instead of just the Lana tracks because it made it so incredibly expensive. It's literally like $75. And bitch, you have lost your mind. Like, I love you, Solana, but I am not paying that, especially when I already have SOS on vinyl. Like, I don't know, but I love this album. This is another great album. If you ask me my favorite between Control and SOS, I'm obviously gonna have to say Control, but SOS is such a good sophomore album and a follow up, and it's just beautiful. Like, the artwork is so beautiful. Like, I don't know. Okay, moving into rap girls. Let's go ahead and get into the rap girls because that is like my main genre that I listen to. I would say is like R&B and rap. So, but specifically rap from women. Let's talk about Miss Hot Pink by Doja Cat. So, one of my biggest flexes, like, not to be the gatekeeping ass bitch, but like, one of my biggest flexes is like, I was on Doja Cat before all y'all were on Doja Cat because I fell in love with Moo when she was teasing it on Instagram Live and it became a fucking meme. And I loved her. Like, I remember when she announced Hot Pink and when it dropped, like, that's insane. All y'all following ass bitches started liking it after TikTok blew it up. But I've been there since day one. So, got this album as a gift from my parents for Christmas one year, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's just one of those ones that I asked for because it's Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat. Going off of that, let's get into her follow-up album to Hot Pink, Planet Her, which is also a great album. Like, this is really Doja's magnum opus. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Scarlet, I will say. Like, this is really, like, she did not top Planet Her for me when it came to Scarlet. But that's because I love pop Doja, like, pop-infused Doja. I've always said Doja is a rapper. She can just sing a little bit. I don't know why she felt the need to make an entire rap album just because people were trying to discredit her. But, you know, Doja girl, still love you. You do you. Love this album. Literally almost every song on this album is a hit. Okay, let's get into this one. This is the most recent album that I've bought, and it is Glorious by Glorilla, which I wish they would have kept the original album cover for the vinyl, but they did this like variant. But I bought this from her website. It's the only one they have out. So, anyways, this is such a good debut album from a female rapper, and I think the chart success shows that because, first of all, I must say I am biased because I'm from Memphis, and, you know, Glorilla's from Memphis, so us Memphis girls got to stick together, you know. But I love this album. It's literally so good and such a solid, strong project too for a debut. And I don't know, I love this for her. I'm so happy she's experiencing all this success. So let's get into this one. This one's a fun story, little fun story behind it. This is Lil Kim, Notorious K.I.M. Now, this is an album that I had never listened to before I bought it on vinyl. And this is also a cool pressing. It's like half and half, black and white. By the way, if I find any like cool pressings, I'll pull them out and show you. But like so far, all the ones we've gone over haven't really been cool pressings. I'll show you this as one. It's translucent, like that translucent green. So that one's kind of cool. I miss showing you that one. Oh, and Glorilla's is gold. Glorilla's is gold, so that's kind of cool. So, fun story. So, I'm originally from Memphis, but I live closer to Nashville now. And the Opry Mills Mall is a huge mall. And they have a FYE inside the store, which I'm gagged by because the Memphis Mall used to have a FYE, but it shut down when I was like 10 years old. If you don't know what FYE is, it's like a entertainment store. They sell music, they sell CDs and vinyls. So, when I went there with my friends a few years ago, because this record I bought in like 2022, I think. Anyways, I was so gagged to see this like in person. Mind you, because it's like a 20-year-old album, like 15, 20-year-old album. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just like sitting right there. And it was a good price, so I bought it. Now, I had never heard the album. It's classic Lil' Kim. Like, I listened to it a few times, and obviously I like it. I do like How Many Licks. I knew that song. And No Matter What They Say. I think that's the other song. Anyways, cool album. I was so gagged to find this in person. So, next rap girl, we have Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B. I would not say classic album, but I'll say well-known album. And I'm not the biggest fan of Cardi B. Obviously, I'm a barb, and we'll get into the Nicki section, but it's a cute picture inside. It's a good album. Like, it's full of hits. You can't really go wrong with it. You know, it was manufactured and made to be a hit, like, and it did its job. But my parents got me this one year for Christmas, and yeah, I love rap girls, so they just got it for me. Next one is Megan Thee Stallion, Good News, her debut album. So, this one is cool because when you open it on the inside, it has like a pop-up. Like, I don't know if you could see that, but it's like I'm trying to show you like the side kind of, so you can see it like popping off the thing. But yeah, when you open it, it's like a pop-up, which is cool. Also, I think, yeah, this one's a pretty cool pressing. It's, yeah, it's a cool pressing. It's like this kind of like translucent, I mean, not translucent, this like sky kind of vibe. So let's go ahead and get into the head honcho of all the rap girls, Miss Nicki Minaj. Now, this one is probably like a bulk of my collection. Like this, holy shit, this is heavy. Anyways, let's go in order. So we have Beat Me Up Scotty, the mixtape, when she reissued it in 2021. This is just on black vinyl, pretty basic, but I had to get it for the collection. Now, collecting Nicki Minaj vinyl is kind of crazy because she hadn't released all of them until just literally this last year, like 2024. She hadn't released every album on vinyl because the pink print was not released for literally 10 years. It got released for the 10-year anniversary, which I was so excited for. But so it's kind of like a like out of order Easter egg hunt. Like you couldn't buy these in chronological order when they came out. But nevertheless, I have them all now. So then we obviously have Pink Friday. So this was her debut album, Iconic, sold 375K first week, and no rap girl has been able to do that since. But I think yeah. This one is on Hot Pink Vinyl. It would only be right. So yeah. This is not one of the original pressings either, because she did have original pressings come out in 2010, and for the longest time until she repressed them, they were like insane amounts of money on YouTube. But kind of same with this next album, Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded. I'm pretty sure these are just on, yeah, this is just on black vinyl. But kind of same story with this is like until she did repressings, they were like reselling for an insane amount on eBay, so it took me a while to get them until she repressed them. Now, this one is the longest time we've ever had to wait for a Nicki vinyl, the pink print. I chose the original black cover. She did release two different versions, one of like the white cover and one with the black cover, but I just decided to get this one because I liked the inside picture more. It's this like, I hope I don't like get kicked off YouTube for showing this, but it's like that little bathtub photo shoot. So then we have Queen. So this one is also just black vinyl. Nicki doesn't like to get creative with her vinyls, but iconic album. I'm kind of happy that social media is giving it its flowers now that we're out of the hate train era. And so then we have her most recent album, Pink Friday 2. This is like very, very basic. Like literally doesn't even have the songs listed on the back. Like you could tell, because Nicki's very much procrastinator. She likes to do everything last minute. But I did get this one, and then I did get an alternative variant cover because this one reminded me of the pink print, which is why I got it. And the pink print is my favorite Nicki album. Now we have Cream Radio Volume 1 on vinyl, which is essentially like the Nicki Minaj Greatest Hits album. So yeah, not too special about this. It is like 2 discs. No. Yeah. It is 2 discs and it has 30 tracks, which is like, yeah, that's a lot. Anyways, this is the most recent one I've got. And this isn't an album, it's a single. And this is the only vinyl I own that's like a vinyl single instead of a whole album. But my friend bought me this as a late birthday present. And it is Lollipop Luxury by Jeffree Star featuring Nicki Minaj. And this is probably, I will say, the coolest vinyl that I have because we'll take a look at it. But it is pressed on hot pink vinyl and it is in the shape of a star. Like, how awesome is that? I'm sure a lot of you didn't even know that Jeffree Star used to make music and that he had a song with Nicki Minaj, but he did. And so recently he repressed, I think it was for the 15-year anniversary or something like that. He repressed them on vinyl and was selling them. And yeah, my friend got me this as a birthday present because she knows that I like vinyl and she knows I love Nicki Minaj. So she's also a Barb, so pure. That one is definitely probably one of the coolest that I have. If you're still with me, be sure to drop a comment, like, and subscribe because you are a trooper and we're about halfway through. So moving on, we have Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. I would like to get K through 12 and Portals at some point. I was not the biggest fan of Portals, but I loved K through 12 when it came out. I was still in high school. I think it was in like 11th grade. But I just love Crybaby. It's such an iconic album. And like if you were like 12, 13, 14 years old like I was in 2017 when this dropped, you were living. Like middle school me was obsessed. And I remember begging my parents because she had a date in Memphis, but it was downtown Memphis. And I remember begging, me and my friend had begged my parents to like go and to the tour. Because mind you, tickets were like $40. Because at that time, concert tickets weren't expensive. And then also she was an up and coming artist. And my parents were like, no, you're not going to downtown Memphis at night alone. You're too young and it's too dangerous. Oh my gosh, I was so upset. And her tickets have never been that cheap since then. But love Crybaby. Such a good album. I don't think these have anything special in them. I will say something cool that came with this is like a little Crybaby book. So like, it's like a little storybook for children and it tells the story of Crybaby, which I just think that's really cool. Melanie is such a creative person. I love her. But yeah. The next one might throw you off for a little loop, but I am from Memphis, so I love soulful music, and Aretha Franklin's, it's called Aretha's Gold. But it has classics on there, man. It's like Respect, Dr. Feelgood, Chain of Fools, Natural Woman, or You Can Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Think, Say a Little Prayer, like I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You. Love that song. But I love Aretha Franklin. I love, love, love Aretha Franklin. Now, it's kind of a contradiction because I love Aretha Franklin and I love Nicki Minaj. And they had a little bit of beef. Y'all know, I'll put the clips here because, oh my gosh, y'all, like, I'm a pass on that one. Miss Aretha, I think I just passed her. Okay, so I mentioned that R&B is one of my favorite genres, and it is, and this album is so, and this artist, y'all have got to get into her. Mariah the Scientist, To Be Eaten Alive. I adore Mariah the Scientist. Like, she is honestly probably like top 3 artists of all time for me. I love Mariah the Scientist. And this is the only album, which is her most recent. She only has 3 albums. But this is the only one she's released on vinyl. And I desperately need her to release her first 2 albums on vinyl because I will be first in line to buy them hoes. This is a pretty cool pressing. It's kind of like a red with some like black in there, if you can kind of see that. Or I guess not red, maybe like maroon. Anyways, I went to the tour. I went to the To Be Eaten Alive tour in Nashville. And such a good artist. That's the second time I've seen her live. I've seen her live twice. She's incredible. I love her. She's such a good lyricist too. Now, next up is The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chaperone. I just got this one for Christmas of this year. And I have become obsessed with Chaperone. She's one that, like, when she first blew up over summertime, I was like, I don't really care to listen, like, whatever. And then just randomly, I started listening, for whatever reason made me decide to listen. Actually, I know what made me listen finally to the whole album. I also got AirPod 4s on Christmas, and I was like, let me go ahead and listen to this album with the new AirPods. And I did, and I fell in love. Kaleidoscope, Picture You, and Coffee are my 3 favorite songs from this album, but I also love the fun stuff, but I'm just a sad, more R&B girly, so that's why I love those 3, but such an incredible artist, such an incredible story of tenacity and perseverance in the industry, and I love everything she stands for, and her music is so good. So if y'all don't like Chaperone, you're crazy. This is Lizzo's second album, Special. I got this, I feel like, just because I do like Lizzo. I did listen to this album when it came out, and I thought it was all right. I just love Lizzo. I want to support Lizzo, and I like getting sets too. If an artist has like 2 or 3 albums, I want to get all of them. So next up, R&B girly, Over It by Summer Walker. Now, everyone, all the gays and girlies know this album. Over It is such a good album. Summer is such a good artist. If you've ever been like heartbroken, you're going to relate to every word of this album. It's literally so good. Love this album. And I cannot wait for her to drop finally Over It. But like I said, I do like to get collections. So I also have Still Over It by Summer Walker. I think this is a variant cover. I'm not sure. But love this album too. It's such a good album. Cannot wait for the third one, like I said. I think this one, yeah, it's pressed on white vinyl, which is cute. I feel like one of these other ones is pressed on white vinyl too, but I can't remember which one. Next up, we have Noah Kahan, Stick Season by Noah Kahan. I do like the outside of this because it's like a matte, and I don't have any other vinyls that are like this because all the other ones are like glossy. But this one is just on black vinyl, but it is like 2 discs, so that's pretty cool. This is a really good album. Noah Kahan is a really, really good artist. He's more like folk pop kind of, if you're into that. Now, what got me into Noah Kahan was I heard the 2 or 3 songs that blew up on TikTok, and then I went to Bonnaroo, which is a big music festival in Tennessee, in 2023, and he played there. And this was right around the time that he had blown up. Mind you, I had media credentials because I'm a journalist, and I went to like report. I catch out of the corner of my eye a bearded, dark-haired man, and I was like, holy fuck, that's Noah Kahan. So I was like telling my people, I was like, grab a camera, grab a mic, like run over there. So I go over there, I talk to him, I got to talk to him, I got to interview him. I'll link that in the description, I guess, if you guys care to watch. But he was so sweet, so down to earth and awesome that I decided to go home and listen to his album more. I went to his set at that festival, I liked it, and I went home and listened to the album, and I found it on vinyl. This was kind of more rare. I don't know if they've pressed more or got more out there, but at the time that I bought this, it was like rare, which is kind of why I bought it, because I was like, I don't want nobody else to get it, because people were like searching for this everywhere because he was blowing up. We're dwindling down. We have 2 more. So this is 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole. I'm not a big fan of a lot of male rappers, but this album is good. I love this album. I'm not really interested in any of J. Cole's other albums. I've tried to give them a listen, and I just can't get into them like I could get into this album. This album was like so good. Yeah, this is another one that I bought because I always saw it. I always saw people talking about it, and I was like, let me finally listen to it, and I did, and I ended up liking a lot of it. I listened to it for the first time on vinyl. Like, it's not one that I listened to before I bought it on vinyl. But just a classic album. And then finally, last but not least, I have Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, and this is the, I think, Target exclusive variant. But yeah, this one is, I think, just on black. No, it's not on black vinyl. This one's like a translucent blue, which is really cool. Yeah, so I love this album. This album hit so incredibly hard for everyone in 2021, I think, for whatever reason. We were all just going through it, I guess. I will say I do like to get collections. Like, I will like to fill my collection and get Guts eventually, but I'm not a big fan of Guts. Like, Guts didn't hit for me in the way that Sour did, so I don't know. But thank you all so much. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. And be sure to leave a comment. Tell me which vinyl you wish you could steal from my collection. Tell me which vinyls I should get for my collection. And yeah, be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe for more. Keep coming back because I promise you I'm fun. You're going to love me. Yeah, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.